This is where Abd Miri Altai came when he suffered a heart attack. It happened around 1 a.m. 2 weeks ago. But the Winnipeg man was too afraid to walk here by himself in the middle of the night. So he waited till 6 a.m. before he came to call for help. There's a cordless phone in Abd Miri Altai's home, but it still doesn't work, even though he says he paid for the service. Altai first contacted Primus Canada on February 2nd to get phone and internet service. He was told it would take 7 to 10 days, but it took 18 days before someone came to set it up. 3 days later, he says the phone went dead, so he contacted the company once again.
And I waited till March 6th, and no anyone coming.
Fearing there was a language barrier, the Iraqi Canadian asked a friend to phone on his behalf. He was told the account had been cancelled, but could be reopened if Altai paid $80. He did that on March 10th. And is still waiting for his phone to be reactivated. 3 days later, he suffered a heart attack and tried knocking on neighbors' doors to get help, but no one answered. So he walked 2 blocks to a nearby payphone and called a friend.
I said, Jafar, I have so much pain. Can you send me taxi? I don't, the ambulance, I can't. Maybe you need 500. I don't have $500.
Primus says Altai canceled his service on February 20th. But the company couldn't explain why he called back 2 weeks later, asking why his phone wasn't working.
It is a distressing situation, obviously, and our heart goes out to him. I can just tell you that at that point in time, he was not a customer of Primus.
So far this year, the CRTC says it's received 23 complaints about Primus and has forwarded them to the Commissioner of Complaints for Telecommunications Services for investigation. He said in Altai's case, it could be a communication issue between the customer and service provider.
That's a real big issue, that we see in a lot of complaints.
Altai says his friend gave him a cell to use for emergencies because he's still waiting for his phone line and internet. Primus says it's still working on it. Caroline Bargood, CBC News, Winnipeg.